Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about what to do when bad things happen to you. Ooh, yikes, there's lots of energy on that because we've all had bad things happen, or maybe you even are having something bad happen right now. And things can be really tough around that. And when that happens, some of the first things you might ask is, did you do something to cause this? And there's energy on that because there's some beliefs from people who are supposed to be empowering you that you cause everything to happen in your life, even the bad things. Ugh, that is so disempowering and it is so not true because the vast majority of bad things that happen or things that aren't a contribution to you aren't results of something you did. And I get it. A lot of that is trying to reclaim control over things that don't have control. When something really awful happens and you had no control over it in the first place, you can feel like, oh my gosh, how can you have control in your life? And this mistaken belief is just a way to have you believe that you have control over those bad things. Like if you just didn't think a negative thought, it never would have happened. Whoa. Do you feel the energy on that? Because some of it seems kind of true. It's just like, well, maybe if you didn't think these bad thoughts, then only good things would happen to you. Now, there's lightness on that because there's some part of it that's true. Now, the part of it that's true is if you're going around thinking, oh my God, the world's out to get me, everything's awful, this is the worst life ever, well, that might actually put some things in place that tend to cause you to have more bad things happen to you. But if you're like me, you're just a normal person going along, yeah, you're going to have some negative and critical thoughts, and that's okay. Those negative and critical thoughts, unless you're thinking them all the time, are not going to cause bad things to happen to you. Woo. Yeah, so everything that brings up, everywhere that there is that belief that you must have caused it, you must have been thinking negative thoughts or done something wrong to cause this bad thing to happen. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? And everything that's saying no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 out. Yeah, now the thing is, if something bad happens to you, like if you had a bad experience with somebody, you might look at lightly, I always recommend looking at lightly, did you do something that might have led to this? And once again, it's to look at it very lightly because most of the time it's not going to be the case. But we do want to account for those rare times when maybe you did do something that you go, oh, maybe I should have done something different in the past. Now, the way I look at it is for something that you kind of go, oh gosh, like this happened to me over the weekend. I said something at a dinner party and I was just like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? And it's easy to beat yourself up, to judge yourself harshly for saying something that kind of like putting your foot in your mouth. But what we really want to do is that judgment of it doesn't make it not happen in the future. What shifts it from happening in the future is to look at the situation and go, what would you do differently the next time? Do you feel how that lightens up? So instead of judging yourself for doing something that had a bad relationship experience, you just do, what can you do differently in the next time? And almost always you're going to do something different. You're going to go, oh yeah, well, I'm going to do that. And focusing on that rather than that you did something wrong is going to really change and shift it. And so what's something you can do when you do have a bad experience and you're just like trying to get through it? Whoa, yikes. So everything bad experiences and just trying to get through it brings up. If you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Now, the thing is while we can do energetic work to change and shift everything, sometimes when you're first in the experience, when you're first having it, it's too much work to try to change it right away. And sometimes it's just to feel it, feel angry, feel upset, feel violated. However you feel, that's okay. You don't have to change and shift it right away. Do you feel the things release on that? That's like, oh, it's okay for you to be upset. Oh, that's another thing. In a lot of the spiritual and magical community, they say that anger is not a good emotion. Sadness is not a good emotion. Oof. The thing is any emotion is a contribution to you. We've been given this huge range, this huge spectrum of emotions. And that's because there's a range of experiences, a range of emotions that those emotions are appropriate for. So any emotion you feel, even if it's anger, is okay in small doses. Now, when you're in an experience, one of the things you can also do is just like everything this experience is bringing up, just energetically release or ask that to be released. Now, is everything going to be released and you're going to feel great? Usually not. But the part about energetic work is by doing any kind of clearings, any of these ones you follow along with me or doing your own, is going to lighten things up. And that's going to make it so much easier for you to move through the experience. Now, is it still going to be hard to move through a challenging experience? Ugh, yeah, often it is. But you have the capacity, the strength to move through any experience. Ugh. I know it feels like it's not true, but it is. Now, it might take all your strength to move through it, but you totally can. And when you feel like you can't move through it, whew, yikes, that just means you're picking up other people's energies around this experience. Now, what does that mean? Well, the thing is when you are having an experience, maybe it's like extreme sadness or anger, that taps you in to other people's feelings and emotions that are feeling a similar feeling emotion. It amplifies that. Whoa, yikes. Yeah. And so when you're already upset or having a challenging experience and those emotions get amplified, whoo, that makes it really hard for you to move through it. So when you feel like you're going into overwhelm, just release any connections or any emotions you're picking up. It's basically like turning down the radio when you're sad and listening to a sad song. It makes you even sadder. So turn down the volume, disconnect from what you've been listening to or feeling in the field, and let all that go. Awesome. Yeah, and if you're having a challenging experience, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do to help change and shift that to make it easier for you. So I'm Max Riggs, Energetic Awareness Explorer and your energetic guide, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.